Hey girls, Coach Jamie here. Hope you're all doing well. Coach Roger and I are very excited to start the season on Saturday with our first game. You girls have been doing an amazing job so far for the first two practices. But what we'd like to do is go through a quick class right now and review some of the things we've been teaching you at practice the last 2 weeks so that you're ready for the game on Saturday. We know that there are a lot of changes going from under 8 to under 9, bigger field, more players, there's a goalie now, there's a referee, there's lots of different rules. So what I'd like to do is walk through some of those changes right now so that you can review them and be ready for our game on Saturday. And of course, Coach Roger and I will help you a lot on Saturday. Every game we're gonna help you learn these rules and learn how to play as a team. But what I'd like to do is go through some of the stuff right now that we've talked about just to give you another review before our game on Saturday, okay? So, the first thing I wanna talk through is our positioning. So what we talked about in practice is this is the goalie, these are the 2 defenders, these are our 3 midfielders, and this is our forward. So each game, this is how we're gonna start out the game. And if you remember, our goalie can use their hands in this box. So when our goalie, the ball's in this big box, our goalie can pick up the ball with her hands and hold it until everyone's ready, okay? So in this box. The goalie can come out of the box if she wants, but she can't use her hands outside the box. Our goalie could come out and kick the ball anywhere on the field, but in the box is the only place you can use your hands. And we'll help guide you and teach you as we play. Now, one of the things we talked about a little bit, but I wanted to review a little bit, was when our goalie gets the ball, so if the other team is coming down and our goalie stops it, what I want our defenders to do, so if you're on defense and you're like maybe in here and our other players are here, what I'd like you to do is when our goalie gets the ball, our defender should run out to the sides, okay? So if you're on defense and our goalie gets the ball, I want you to run out to the side, and our goalie is gonna roll the ball to one of our players, one of our defenders, okay? And then what happens is, when that happens, when our defenders go out to the side, our midfielders should also go out to the spread out, because we have a big field now. So our midfielders should spread out. So what happens is, when our goalie gets the ball, she is gonna roll it out to one of our defenders, and then our defender is gonna look up and try to kick it up to one of our midfielders, okay? So that's how it's gonna work when our goalie gets the ball, right? So to review, our goalie gets the ball, our defenders go out to the side, and then our goalie will roll the ball to one of our defenders. So here's the other thing we talked about. Coach Roger mentioned it in practice, but as a team, we're gonna be on a huge field now, okay? So we want our team to move up and down together, okay? We don't want our defenders, if the ball is down here, if this is the ball, and our forwards down here, and our midfielders are down here, we don't want our defenders to stay back there and just stand there. We want them to move with the midfielders. So I put together a quick little demonstration here to show you what that looks like. So imagine this. Coach Rogers said in practice, okay? But imagine that you, when you're on defense, you have a rope around your waist and there's a rope around the midfielder's waist, okay? So when the ball is down here and our forward's down here and our midfielders go down here and our midfielder goes down to get it, see how you are attached to the midfielder. So you wanna move as the midfielder moves. And then if the ball goes back down here and you go back to get the ball, when you go back to get the ball, the midfielder comes back with you. So you're always moving together. Do you see how that works? Wherever the midfielder goes, you want to move with them, okay? It's not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to be moving the exact same place, but we don't want the defenders, if you're on defense, we don't want you to just stand here the entire game, okay? We want you moving up and down the field wherever the ball is. And remember, the ultimate goal here, I know we're talking about all these strategies, the ultimate goal was to score goals against the team we're playing, right? So as a team, we want to work to get the ball down the field and score goals. All right, so let's talk about some of the rules we've been talking about. One of them is this build out line. There's a build out line on both sides of the field, and it's in between the goal and the midfield line. So the purpose of the build out line is to allow the team, when the goalie gets the ball, so if our goalie gets the ball and the other team is around the goal, they have to all go outside of this build back line. So what it does is it allows our goalie and the other goalie, when they get the ball, it allows our goalie time to roll the ball out to one of our players, and the other team has to be back here. So if we're going down this way, if we're trying to score in this goal, and say their goalie gets the ball, and we have players down here like this, say our players are like that and the ball is here and their goalie gets it, all of our players have to go outside of their build back line. So we'd have to run back here like this and wait for their goalie to kick the ball out. So that's the build back line. And again, in the games, we will help you understand that, and we'll coach you, and the referees are going to help you. The other thing we talked about is offsides. And this is a hard one to understand, but you'll get it after a while. But the way offside works is, so if the other team is trying to score in our goal, the other team cannot come stand behind our last defender, okay? So imagine wherever the last defender is, imagine there's an imaginary line wherever they are, and the other team cannot go stand behind them, okay? So if we're going this way to score in this goal, and the other team, their last defender, say their two defenders are here and here, imagine that there's an imaginary line right here, okay? So if that's the case, if their two defenders are here and the ball is here, so maybe our midfielder comes and gets it, our forward cannot go stand down there, okay, until the ball goes down there. So see how they're past their defenders? Our forward would have to wait until the ball goes down here, and then they could go get it, okay? So it really, as Coach Roger pointed out, it's trying to eliminate people just going and standing down here, and it's called cherry picking and just standing there and waiting. So you have to wait until you have the ball. And we will continue to coach you and teach you that, because that's a hard one to understand. One of the other things we talked about are throw-ins. So when the ball goes out of bounds on this side or that side, okay, if the other team kicks the ball over that line, we get to run and pick it up and throw it in over our heads like we practiced last night. So if the other team kicks the ball here, whoever our closest player is should run and pick it up. So it's probably going to be this person. So they'll run and pick it up, and they're going to look. If we're going this way, they're going to look to throw it probably to that person or to that person, okay? And we said you can do it as quick as you want, but you have to have both feet on the ground, and you throw it over your head. The last rule we're going to talk about is goal kicks. Let's put these players back in position here. So throw-ins are when they go over this line, but when they go over this line, the end lines, if the other team kicks it, so if this is our goalie and the other team kicks it, shoots it, and it misses and it goes over this line, we get a goal kick. And what happens in a goal kick is the goalie will get the ball and put it somewhere on this little box. So they'll put the ball here and the goalie will kick it. So on a goal kick, same as when a goalie gets the ball in a game, we're gonna want our defenders to go out to the sides and the goalie will kick it out to them. And then when the defender gets the ball, they're gonna look up and try to kick it to one of our other players up here. And again, the whole point is to take this ball and go all the way down and score a goal, okay? So on a goal kick, they'll either kick it to this defender or this one, okay? And then this defender will wanna look up to try to kick it to somebody. So those are all the rules. And the last thing, and we'll continue to coach this too, our goalie, we don't want our goalie to just stand right in the goal, right? If you just stood on the line, it's going to be really easy for the other team to score because there's a lot of space. So when our goalie, when we're playing, if the ball's down here, like this, down here somewhere, our goalie can come and kind of stand here, right? Because we want you to be ready. If the ball comes up, you can either grab it with your hands in here, or you can run out and kick the ball back to our team. You could do either one, okay? So we want our goalie moving around in this box and not just standing there. All right. I think that is all the big things that we've been talking about at practice. So if you have any questions, make sure you bring them to the game on Saturday. And before the game, we can talk through anything else that you have questions about. But hopefully that helps you understand some of the rules as a refresher. And again, Coach Roger and I are super excited to play on Saturday. You guys are doing a great job, and we're super excited for you. So we hope you have a great day, and we will see you on Saturday. Thanks, girls.